Good morning, everyone. Let's start this session. So in this session, we will study the balancing. So this is the module number 6. So what is meaning of balancing? So balancing, it is the mathematical and the graphical approach to deal with the dynamic forces in the various machines. Okay. So specifically, we use the balancing term to deal with the dynamic forces in the rotating and the reciprocating machines. So in the example, we have the pump, compressor, turbine. So pump, compressor, and the turbine, these are the rotating machines. Then IC engine, this is the reciprocating machine. And another example is wind turbine. Okay. So by using this approach, we can minimize the effect of the dynamic unbalanced forces and the moments on the machines. So any machine that is a rotating or the reciprocating, they are subjected to two types of forces. One is the static force and second is the dynamic forces. Okay. So static force, so forces acting on the machines due to the weight of the various components. So specifically, the static forces, they are the reactions. So here you can observe one turbine. So this turbine is supported in the bearings. Okay. So when it is not rotating, the weight, it is supported by the bearings on both the sides. Okay. So therefore, these bearings, they will offer the reaction force. So this is called as a static force. Okay. And the dynamic forces, these forces are developed due to unbalanced masses or the eccentric center of gravity. Okay. So in this module, we will only deal with the dynamic forces and we will try to balance the unbalanced forces by adding some counter masses. Okay. So the simple example for the balancing. So just imagine this is the shaft. It is connected in the bearing. Okay. And this shaft, it has one mass. So this is the mass M and it is connected at radius R. Okay. Then this shaft is rotating with some angular velocity, that is omega. So because of this omega, this mass will also rotate about this axis. Okay. And this mass, it will create the centrifugal force. It is directed away from the axis of rotation. So this centrifugal force, this is equal to mr into omega square. Okay. So if you draw the side view, so this is the shaft and this is the mass connected and it is rotating in this direction. So it is in the clockwise direction from the right side. Okay. So this is the centrifugal force, which is mr into omega square. So right now this system is unbalanced. Okay, because of this dynamic force. So why do we need to balance the system? So in this unbalanced condition, the effect will be, so it will try to bend this shaft about this axis. So because of that unbalanced centrifugal force, so the shaft will have the tendency to bend like this. And if this machine is working continuously, then there is a possibility that this shaft, it may fail because of this unbalanced centrifugal force. Okay, so to avoid this failure, we need to balance the system. That means we need to remove this unbalanced force, which is mr omega square. Okay, and therefore we will add the counter mass. So this is called as a balancing mass. So this is just a very basic example so that you can understand the concept of balancing. Okay, so we need to cancel out this force mr omega square. So we are adding the counter mass, which is called as a balancing mass, at some radius rb. Okay, so both the masses, they are connected to same shaft, so they will rotate with the same velocity, that is omega. So it will create the centrifugal force. So this is the centrifugal force, which is equal to m, that is mv, radius is rb, into omega square. Okay, so suppose we want to find out how much mass we should add in the opposite direction so that it will counter the mr omega square. So we can write this condition as the mr omega square, which is the unbalanced force, it must be balanced by the balancing mass, which is mb rb into omega square. So omega is same, so the condition, it will be m into r, this is equal to mb into rb. Okay, so we can select the radius rb. Okay, and from this we can calculate the balancing mass, which is mb is equal to mr upon rb. Okay, so this is the balancing by adding the single mass in the same plane. Okay, now the another way is we can balance the system by adding two counter masses. So again, consider the same example. So this is the shaft, which is connected in the bearing, and it carries one mass at radius r, and it is rotating with the angular velocity omega. Okay, now in the previous case, we added one mass directly in the opposite direction to this mass. Okay, so that was the balancing by adding the single mass. Now here we will add two masses. So this is the first mass, so we will take this mb1, and here we will add the another mass, which is the mb2. Okay, so consider this radius as r1 and this radius is r2. Okay, and we have connected these two masses at distance l1 and distance l2 with respect to this unbalanced mass. Okay, so if you want to select these masses mb1 and mb2, then it should satisfy two conditions. One is summation of forces, it must be 0. Okay, and second condition is summation of moment about any point in the system, it must be 0. So for the forces, we will write this condition. So this is the unbalanced force, which is m r omega square, and because of these counter masses, These are the counter forces, mb1 r1 omega square, and this is mb2 r2 omega square. Okay, so summation of forces, this condition, so mr omega square, so it must be equal to mb1 r1 omega square plus mb2 r2 omega square. So omega is same, so we can write m into r, this is equal to mb1 r1 plus mb2 r2. So this is one condition. And second condition, it is about the moment, because in this case we are adding the counter masses in different planes. Okay, so these masses, they will create the extra moment about any point in the system. Okay, so we need to balance the moment also. So for that we will consider this mass as a reference. Okay, and take the moment by these two masses about this plane. So moment will be mb1 r1 omega square, this is the force value, into perpendicular distance is L1 from this point. Okay, this moment, it must be equal to mb2 r2 omega square into distance is L2. Okay, so omega is same, so we can write mb1 r1, this is equal to into L1, this is mb2 r2 into L2. Okay, so this is the second condition. So when we balance the system by adding two masses in a different plane, then we need to balance these two conditions, summation of forces and summation of moment. Okay, so this is the basic idea about the balancing. That means we remove the effect of unbalanced force, that is unbalanced centrifugal force, by adding the counter masses in the opposite direction. Okay, now there are two parts in the balancing. One is the balancing of rotating masses, and second is the balancing of reciprocating masses. So this is balancing of the reciprocating masses. So in the reciprocating masses, we have the internal combustion engines. Okay, so in the internal combustion engine, again we have the classification as the single cylinder engine and the multi-cylinder inline engine. Okay, so first we will see the balancing of the rotating masses. So in this balancing, the first is called as a static balancing. What is static balancing? Balancing of only dynamic forces. This is called as a static balancing. So static balancing means we will just balance the forces. So summation of F, it must be 0. And what is dynamic balancing? Balancing of both unbalanced forces and unbalanced couples. So this is called as a dynamic balancing. So the second example that we have seen, this is nothing but the dynamic balancing. So equation will be summation of F, it must be 0. And the summation of moment, this is 0. Okay, so if you balance both forces and moment, this is called as a dynamic balancing. So whenever we have the masses in the multiple planes, masses in the different planes, then we will use the dynamic balancing. Okay, so in that dynamic balancing, we will balance the forces and also we will balance the moment. And if the mass, it is in the single plane only, then we will just perform the static balancing. Okay, so dynamic balancing means this is the method use when the masses are revolving in different planes and different angular positions. Okay, so for any type of balancing, whether it is a static or dynamic balancing, we have two methods to deal with the problem. One is a graphical and second is the analytical method. Okay, so most of the time we will use the graphical approach. So in the graphical approach, we will draw the force polygon if you want to balance the forces, and the couple polygon if you want to balance the moment. Okay. So these are some examples of the machines which carries the unbalanced masses in the different plane. Okay. So here this shaft is connected in the bearing. Okay. And this shaft, it carries different masses in the different plane and different angular positions. So this is the first mass in this direction. So during the rotation, suppose the shaft is rotating with some angular velocity, that is omega. Okay. So this mass, it will create the centrifugal force or called as unbalanced force in this direction. So this is a F1. The second mass, it is connected in this direction. So it will create the force in this direction. So this is a F2. This is the third mass. So this is the F3. Okay. And this is the F4. So these all forces, they will create some unbalance in the system, and due to that unbalance, the shaft will try to vibrate. Okay. So in order to minimize that vibration, we need to remove all these unbalanced forces by adding some counter masses. Okay. So the magnitude of these counter masses and their direction we can find out by using the graphical approach or by using the analytical approach. Then this is another example. So this is the gas turbine. So these are the different blades. Okay. So these blades, they are connected in the parallel planes, and if there is some unbalance during the assembly, then this unbalance, it will cause the centrifugal force. Suppose this direction is like this. So by using the balancing method, we can remove these unbalanced forces. So basically balancing. So it is the process of removing the effect of unbalanced centrifugal force by adding the counter masses. Okay, so balancing, one is static balancing. So in the static balancing, just balance the forces, that is balance centrifugal forces. So this is the equation, summation of F must be 0. And second is the dynamic balancing. So in the dynamic balancing, we will balance the forces and we will balance the moment or couple. Okay, so I will show the one practical application of the balancing, and then we will start with the example. So is the screen is visible? Okay, so here you can see how the balancing is carried out. So this is the example where one flywheel is mounted on the shaft, and this flywheel, it has some eccentricity, that is center of gravity is not exactly at the center, that is geometrical center, and due to that the shaft is oscillating or it is vibrating. Okay, so we need to minimize this vibration by adding some counter masses. So you can observe here first the unbalanced condition. So right now the shaft is vibrating. Now these are the counter masses. So you must have seen such type of balancing in the automobile wheel balancing machine. So now you can see the effect. The system is much stable compared to the previous case. Okay, so this is done with the help of the calibrated machine. So we will see what is the mathematics behind that. Okay, so first we will see the balancing of different masses rotating in a single plane. Okay, so I will explain what is the procedure if you want to balance these masses, and then we will solve the example. So consider there are four masses M1, M2, M3 and M4. Okay, so they are connected to shaft, and all these masses they are lying in the single plane. Okay, so if you draw the 3D diagram, so this is the shaft. Suppose it is connected in the bearing. Okay, so the first mass, so this is the first mass at an angle 0 if you observe from this direction. Okay, so this is the reference axis, so this will be x-axis, and this is vertical axis, that is a y-axis. So second mass exactly in the y direction, so this is M2. Third mass, it is at some angle, so this is theta 3. Okay, so this is the M3 and this is M4. Okay, so this is theta 3 and this is theta 4. So all these masses they are lying in the single plane. So if you observe from top direction, so all these masses they will lie in the single plane only, so single vertical plane. So now we want to balance this complete system by adding the counter mass. Okay, so for that we can use either analytical approach or the graphical approach. So analytical approach means we have to use this equation, summation of f, it must be 0. Okay, so first we will draw the force diagram. So force diagram will be this complete system, it is rotating with angular velocity omega. So all these masses they will have the same velocity omega, so they will create the centrifugal force. So this is first force, so this is F1, this is F2, this is F3 and this is F4. Okay, so if the system is unbalanced, then there has to be some resultant force. Okay, so we have to find out that value of resultant. So I will just draw the force diagram. So force diagram will be, so basically this is a concurrent force system. Okay, so this is F1, then this is F2, then this is F3 and this is F4. Okay, this angle is 0, this is 90 degree, then this is, let us take this theta 3 and this is theta 4. We will take this as a theta 2. Okay, and this is theta 1 which is 0. Now F1, this value, this is equal to m or m1 r1 into omega square. F2 is m2 r2 omega square, m3 r3 omega square, and F4 is m4 r4 omega square. Okay, so as omega is constant, so we can just write here F1 is nothing but m1 into r1. Okay, F2 is m2 r2, m3 r3 and m4 r4. Okay, so from this diagram we will write the summation of fx. Okay, so summation fx will be f1 plus f2, there is no component of f2 in the x direction, then minus f3 cos theta 3 and minus f4 cos theta 4. So this is summation fx. Then write summation fy. So for summation fy, we have f2 plus f3 sin theta 3 minus f4 sin theta 4. Okay. So from summation fx and summation fy, calculate the resultant value. So resultant will be summation fx square plus summation fy square. So this resultant value, it is nothing but the balancing mass. So we will take this value as balancing mass into its radius RB. Okay. So I have written here MB into RB because in the calculation, we take the forces as M1 into R1. If you consider omega square in the forces, then we have to consider here omega square. Okay. So we have already neglected the omega square. So just write the balancing or resultant is equal to MB RB. So this is equal to MB into RB. Okay. And then we can find out this MB. This is equal to the resultant value upon the given radius, that is RB. Okay. So basically we add the balancing mass at radius RB with respect to this axis of rotation. So now we have calculated the magnitude of balancing mass. Next is we have to find out the angle. Okay. So angle we can find out by using this equation. Theta is equal to tan inverse summation fy upon summation fx. Okay. So this theta, it is the angle of resultant. Okay. So that means